Welcome everyone to this Partner World presentation. I'm Amit Modi from Movius. My role is Chief Product and Technology Officer. And what we are going to cover in this session is really enabling your employees through 6 steps how they can digitally transform their customer engagement experience. Why is that important? Because ultimately it's all about engaging effectively with the customers. A little bit about myself. I've been at Movius since its inception. It's been an incredible journey creating value for some of the largest global enterprise customers and tier 1 telecommunication carriers around the world. My current responsibilities include leading product, technology, and our operations. And outside of work, I enjoy sports and long walks. Over the course of next few slides, we'll cover the broad enterprise communication landscape and the problems that businesses are faced with today. We'll share a bit about Movius, our partnership with IBM, and we'll really dive into the 6 steps to transform your employees' digital experience. So what are the key challenges that businesses are facing today with their mobile communications and as they create strategies for digital engagement with their customers? If we look at the enterprise ecosystem, it has several communication silos. You have mobile phones, desk phones, CRM interfaces, trading turrets, and many other web applications. And these things are evolving by the day. And this leads to poor customer engagement, creates data silos, and it really makes enforcing compliance extremely challenging. And by the way, this fragmentation is going to continue because different lines of businesses would come up with their specific needs. Now, on the other hand, if you look from a customer standpoint, they really want to be engaged on their preferred channel of communication. It could be voice, it could be text, over-the-top messaging apps, video, or even mix of modalities. Now, that's a perfect storm for mobility and IT leaders for corporate data security, employee enablement, privacy, compliance, supervision, and how do they really ensure that the customer journey is not broken? So, in summary, the digital transformation that we are talking about today, it's all about creating a seamless customer engagement for the employees and then augmenting it with analytics and intelligence to deliver business outcomes. Movius is the only mobile communications platform that is cloud-based, software-defined, powerful, and secure enough to handle all your communication needs, ranging from today's challenges to the coming demands in IoT and beyond. We are unique because we are not only offering an open platform, which is flexible, but we can truly accelerate customers' adoption of this transformation with a hardened end-to-end service. And we have a lot of credibility because we have deployed our service at multiple tier 1 enterprise customers and carriers around the world. So what is our approach? In a nutshell, it's all about focusing on the customers. 2 constituents, how do we create value for their employees and how do we create value for their client-facing engagement? And we'll cover this as we go through the 6 steps. Movius has partnered with IBM to deliver our SaaS solution. With IBM, we have been able to meet 3 critical requirements. First, enterprise-grade resilience that is absolutely vital for real-time communications, and that's the core of our service. Secondly, because we sell to regulated enterprise customers, security and compliance is vital. And third, because the demand for services is evolving by the day, we need access to an open ecosystem of services, and IBM and our partnership with IBM has been able to give us all 3 of those needs. Since we have a framework for the problem, let's dive into the 6 steps. The critical first step is to think about the employees and their mobility needs. What tools do they need to be able to have the most seamless contextual communication, and how can the mobility team support them? So one of the first decisions that IT leaders focus on is choosing the type of device model and the strategies around that. Specifically, should it be personally owned, aka BYO, or corporate owned, which is corporate liable? Now, both have their pros and cons. BYO reduces costs, it drives productivity, but it has challenges around security. On the other hand, corporate liable, It has the advantages of enforcing stricter controls, but often has limitations when it comes to true work and personal separation. The reality is that IT decision makers can make a directional decision, but they need to absolutely ensure that the mobile solutions do not fall apart as they transition to an end state. And look at today's climate. Many of the solutions that were designed for desk-bound workers, they had to be overhauled overnight for remote anywhere worker. The nature of employee role and their physical locations have changed and they'll continue to evolve. Frontline employees would need to meet their customers anytime, anywhere, any device. And similarly, from an infrastructure standpoint, you need to have the flexibility and the elasticity to support this need. So in summary, the mobility solutions would need to support contextual communication that could happen from a mobile phone, a CRM interface, a connected car, and it could switch between endpoints. The key is to think employee first and enabling them to be efficient. No matter what the preferred device strategy is, it is critical to ensure clear separation between business and personal data. How can mobility leaders achieve this separation without either making the device single purpose, which is a common issue with SIM-based approach or hardware-centric solutions, or risk corporate data, or have a backlash from employees due to intrusion in privacy? An elegant solution is one which clearly separates business communication from personal, all achieved through software. And the foundation for that approach is to have a separate business phone number on the same mobile device or mobile endpoint. That business phone number now becomes a corporate controlled asset, much like the email address on your business card. And this single number becomes the identifier for all communications across all channels, voice, text, messaging, video, and others. And all the business data remains the asset of the business, whereas the personal side remains truly private. This approach is simple, it is elegant, trustworthy, and this is what leads to rapid deployment and increase in employee productivity. Now that the device has been selected, a business phone number has been provisioned, an application is onboarded, our employee is ready to be productive. However, staying productive means an always on, always available service. Customer-facing employees in particular, they would have no tolerance for dropped calls or choppy audio. Yet the reality is that mobility leaders and employees have limited control over the strength of the underlying networks, be it cellular or Wi-Fi. Just take an example, some leading financial institutions have traders expecting real-time communications of highest quality and yet getting frustrated because their Wi-Fi or underlying broadband is being shared with family members or neighbors. The communication solution has to work for employees where they are and on any underlying access available, be it Wi-Fi, cellular data, or cellular radio. And that's what would make your employees productive and effective. The employee has been enabled with the solution on their preferred device with their choice of wireless carrier, a business phone number, and highest quality of voice service. However, the customer who our employee wishes to engage with prefers text messaging over voice. But the employee is prohibited from texting. How adversely would it impact the business and customer stickiness? Ability to communicate with your clients on their preferred channel and providing a high-touch experience is absolutely essential. Texting is a preferred means of communication. It drives brand affinity. So rather than prohibiting a critical communications channel, businesses can invest in robust and secure communications platform that deliver both best-in-class voice and compliant text messaging, and without forcing the business and the customer to be on the same applications. The next vital step in the journey towards digital transformation and deployments at scale is integration into enterprise workflows. And I cannot underscore enough the importance of this piece. The solution needs to connect with apps and services that the employee uses on a day-to-day basis. Let's start with an example of a sales personnel who routinely uses Salesforce.com CRM. So salespeople want to be with the customers and they detest time wasted on data entry. At the same time, supervisors and managers would want to track productivity and conversions based on communication patterns. These integrations give better insights and lead to meaningful outcomes. Some of the fundamental integrations include enterprise mobility management, archival solutions, provisioning and administration, and ongoing telemetry. Simplifying the onboarding and offboarding workflows creates additional value from the tools. The final step in digital transformation for employees is doing all the things covered previously in compliance with regulations and best practices. Compliance has a broad spectrum spanning policies, regulations, jurisdictions, specific requirements, supervision, enforcement, and ongoing education. A winning mobility solution needs to meet the essential requirements of capturing 100% of all interactions and integrating them with any telemetry and compliance oversight. All the data at rest and in motion needs to be encrypted. So the goal at the end of the day is to give the best experience to the end users and peace of mind for the business. So let's summarize everything that we have covered. The 6 steps really are: think employee first, mobile first, ensure clear separation of business and personal data, make the solution accessible anywhere, meet the customer at their preferred communication channel, connect to apps your employees already use, and do all of the above while complying with regulations. The Movius multi-line solution encapsulates all these essential requirements. We would love to chat with you, understand your specific challenges, and engage in solving your business needs around communications and mobility. And for our journey from this point on, we would continue to anticipate what are the key needs for the employees for their digital transformation, what value can we bring to them from a customer engagement standpoint, and what strategies and solutions can we deliver in conjunction with our partners like IBM. Thank you, everyone.